Oh, shoot.
Oh.
Turn on that light.
How do you turn this on?
Just push the black button. I'll take it back this way. There we go. Yeah, you got to be careful. No, click it. Move it. Move it. That's my bad. I'm turning this on before I started. Okay. Thankfully, there doesn't seem to be anyone watching.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if anybody can hear this, and I'm not entirely sure anybody's watching. But this is our first ever attempt at a live stream. So you'll have to excuse any fumbles and faux pas that we make. And we kind of made a major one and are like 15 minutes late from our advertised start time.
Filipino time.
But yeah, it's a Filipino event, so it's a Filipino time.
Yep.
In that case, we're like 45 minutes early, so.
Yeah. High five.
That YouTube changed their page a little bit, and I didn't see how to start with a webcam, so we had to figure that one out on the fly real quick.
It's a learning process, though.
And this whole adventure has been a learning process.
Yeah.
We just get to learn some things better than others.
That's correct.
That in our Monday chika-chikka, we announced that we were going to be doing this.
That's true.
And
it's my 4 years here in the USA.
Yeah, you really need to speak up. The microphone's way away from me.
I said my 4 years here in the USA.
Yes. We asked for any kind of questions, any comments, anything going on. And we did get one question.
Yep.
And so we're actually going to open with that, even though there's nobody here yet. So, yeah, I'm going to go back and actually read the question so that I get the question correctly. You'll have to, like I say, you're going to have to give us a minute that we're figuring this out as we go along. That Channel Phil and Some Joe asked a question that actually sounded like a really cool and interesting one anyhow. What is the biggest difference between your expectations of the United States and what you reality found once you got here?
It's a really good question. There's some. The plates, the food. Well, it does not change it because I expect. Well, my mama told me that they have huge plate, huge servings. Definitely, that's correct. The one thing, yeah, go ahead.
Well, that one actually, tell the whole story on the plates. That one's actually kind of cute.
Because I said, well, when I'm preparing, when I start packing, and Mama just told me, well, you're going to the US, everything there is big. So like, they will have big clothes, like big shoes, the big hamburger, and Mama wants me to eat hamburger because they have big hamburger and like 3 layers, kind of like that. Remember that? And then with the plates, and then Mama asked me about, do you have big plates in your house? And I said, no, it's just normal plates. There's a story behind that because my aunt also, well, it's like my grandmother on because it's my grandmother's sister.
Could be a great aunt.
Yeah, that's correct. Great aunt. So, and then she kind of like give that idea to all the siblings, like, oh, everything here is huge and big. So that's the perspective that my mom was in her brain, and even until now, like everything is big, and like, oh, you have big house, you have a cylinder, you have like, oh, everything was like big. So that's just really cool. Even the chocolate bars, Even though, and we buy packs like you big packs like 1 dozen. It's not like single pack. That's the difference. I guess that's also the thing that I my like back home the Philippines I could buy single pack. Like here you can buy, but it's more expensive. And John, you help me understand that it's good to buy in bulk compared to buying single pack. You know what I, you know?
And it's often way more expensive to buy a single use or a single serving.
Yeah, that's correct. What else? Oh, I used to work in a call center before, and all the callers or clients are like really rude. And I thought all Americans are rude. Okay, that's not true. Not all of them. Okay,
Just
so
most.
no, they're nice and they're always smiling. And one thing too is the asking question about how are you. They said, "How are you?" And then like, "Yeah, okay, I'm fine." And then one time, my office mate asked me, "How are you?" And I started telling my story, what my emotions or feeling that day. And then she just left me. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So it's just, "How are you?" Here is like, "Oh, it's just hi, hello." Definitely, right?
Yes.
What else?
Bathroom stalls.
Oh, bathrooms. I thought like Americans because I feel like Americans have one's private life, and I thought their bathroom is like really sealed, like what I fully expected. But when I moved here, I'm like, why are there space? And when you sit down, you could see the people sitting in the bathroom. You know what I mean? So I find it hilarious.
Yeah, she wasn't terribly in love with our American restroom stalls.
Yeah, I'm like, well, it's just interesting. What else? Since I moved here in the Arizona, my expectation is it's a desert, right?
But there's no sand dunes.
But there's no sand dunes, you know. So that's one thing too. That's the biggest one that I like feel like frustrated. My like oh, there will be a lot of sand because it's desert, you know. Because you see in the movie and camels too. Camels.
We tried importing camels one time. That didn't work.
What else? I didn't expect I will have so much clothes, shoes, purses. I thought I could only like I only brought one bag like 4 years ago.
We brought 2 bags.
Two, but they're small, like 7 kilos each. You know? Remember
Oh.
that?
I remember that all well.
And I'm skinny that time. I gained weight. That's the reality. It's the food. The expectation to
all the big
real.
food on the big plates.
And sometimes like it's easier to like do microwave, save the time instead of cooking, being lazy. That's that mindset. And back home, when I go to work, I walk a lot, and even I eat a lot of rice, it would be burned. Here, it's like the same portion I eat, or sometimes more, but it's less moving, less. I'm working on that. I'm working on progress.
A work in progress on that one.
See, I'm so insecure sometimes with this, but I'm still pretty, so that's fine. I'm so insecure. Sometimes I'm still pretty. That's fine. Okay. What else? That's it.
So, what do you think of the U.S. so far?
It's amazing. There's a lot of opportunities here.
But also,
I feel like it's hard to answer that one. Well, I will say there's a lot of opportunities here. It's just the stress level is different. Mm, but I will say it's just a perspective too. So right now, I love my job. Definitely. It's just like here, it's like everything is like rush, 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 rush. Like, it seems like you don't have time, and like sometimes I screw up with like, oh, I'm supposed to have a meeting, and I go to this and go on this, and so it's just like feel like the time here runs so quick, and I couldn't imagine like back home, like why I have so much time, but here you earn money, you have money, but you don't have time. You know what I mean?
yes.
And in the Philippines, you have so much time, but you don't have money. So yeah, I feel like it's just even, I guess. So it's perspective.
Need to even it out so we got money and time.
Yeah. What else?
What's your 4-year review?
What I like most. But there's a. I've been. I went to different places. I'm grateful for you for guiding me, supporting me in every endeavor, struggles, success in my life, in my career, including my studies slash work slash volunteering. You
The,
know,
so, what opportunities do you think you've gotten here that you haven't gotten that you would have never had
imagine.
back in the Philippines?
I never thought that I could take my master's degree here. I never thought that. Like, I dream one day that I want to take my master's degree, and I never thought that coming here in the U.S. would make it come true. It's a lot of an effort. I will say I'm on my fourth week of my intense class, and I have one more class to go, and I'll graduate this October. Oh my God, that's a big leap. That's a big
Yes, it
leap of
is.
faith. Like 2 years and a half. No, 2 years. I started May of 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started my class on May 28th of 2017, and I didn't realize that I've gone this far, but I have a lot of sacrifices
Yes.
too. Like definitely, like night sleep. Can you help me in that word?
A lot of nights stayed up until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning,
Word too sometimes.
only to have to get back up at 7 o'clock to be to work.
Yeah, I have those days too. And then I would say like I'm grateful for the true friends. I may not have like 200 friends, but I could count more than two true friends here in the US that I'm grateful, you know.
Oh,
And I'm grateful with the support of Filipino that I've met with spiritually and emotionally. And I'm also grateful with the opportunity of work that I was able to help and inspire and support the new people. With
oh,
my coming from the Philippines, from my experience, I was able to share my story definitely. And it's amazing. I would say I definitely have a lot of opportunities here in the US when I moved that I couldn't possibly imagine back home. You know what I mean? Like um as you grow older too, you will know your true friends.
yes.
Definitely. And of course, valuing family, um, true friends, and finding quality time even those busy times. You know what I mean?
Very much so.
What else? Did I answer your question? Hopefully, I answer your question. You're my interviewer here. You're my What else? What's your question?
No, I'm not really an interviewer. I'm just trying to um, help you think of some things that you may not have thought of.
Yeah,
That
I could like I love writing, and I could not imagine that all I write on that notebook before, that I said to myself, I want to have a lot of clothes, purses, shoes. Like I want to have like a lot of notebooks, and I want to have like this, like those things that made me happy. Well, not just like I'm not materialistic. I just buy the things that I think I'm happy, the cute one. Like for like the post-it, the for scrapbooking, like so I didn't realize that I could have those,
uh-oh.
going to other places, going to Niagara Falls, winning the entourage, going to the executive entourage, going to your hometown. Like those are so much things that I did never thought of, that just happened to me. And it's just like saying life is so mysterious and miraculous. Like God works in a mysterious ways, I will say, And what else?
Okay, you've been here 4 years now. You've had a lot of different events happen. What do you say is your most memorable event here in the U.S. so far?
Oh, I have a lot, but I will say our wedding, of course.
Well, yeah,
Winning for the entourage.
that was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, and going to Niagara Falls and going to your hometown. I didn't really expect that we could, go. It's I will say it's. I didn't really write going to Niagara Falls, but I want to go. It's not definitely a dream, but it's just like happened that, like it's amazing how like God works. And I feel like that's the most memorable day, because last year I wanted executive entourage, but I cannot join because I'm going to the Philippines, and I really really want to go to the corporate office.
Right.
So and then when this year the United Way campaign again happened, and I said hopefully I'll win. And yes, I did. Like from the top among 16,000 employees. I was say blessed to
Yes.
be picked. Imagine that, 16,000 employees. They're like, oh my God, there's so many entries.
Yeah.
Definitely. They were just like the director, whoever, like pick up my name. I'm like, wow, she is so lucky. She's here again. So definitely, those are like definitely that's the most memorable experience in my life happened this year, because last year we have different, right?
Uh, Last year, the big event we did was we went to the Philippines for a month.
And the second one I will say is the mission trip in the Philippines. So there's a lot, but I'm just so grateful that the experience that my parents was able to, and then seeing the senator, that mama was super colleague, get so happy, and like mama feel like so special, valued and loved. My parents,
Oh,
like they feel like, oh, it's so nice that they could help back. And we might have a lot of like struggles on our trip, but overall, I will say the impact to my parents, and I will say it's amazing because like my mom is like the same your age, and my um dad are actually turning 64.
The
Oh, we have one viewer. Hi, Rodney. Hello. It's our first time to be on live. How are you?
Well, hi from Canada. Yeah, I had to pull it up on my phone. I can't read it. My eyeglasses just aren't that good. That we're doing a review of Cindy's first 4 years here in the U.S.
Yeah.
And if any of the viewers happen to have questions that they'd like to ask, please feel free.
Oh, wow. I find your channel from Bob.
Very cool. Bob's a really good guy.
Yes.
And actually, we parallel in a lot of ways. That we got married about the same time.
Yeah.
We went to the Philippines about the same time.
Yep.
Eyes is more from Mindanao.
Yeah, Davao.
But still Basayan background.
Yeah.
And so that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
oh, thank you. Thank you so much. He said, oh, congratulations on your 4 years.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Her eyes are better than mine.
Yeah, I have another set of eyes for sure. I make sure.
That
I make sure I wear this because it's like a little far.
So what's the thing that you look forward to most here in the U.S.? Based on being here 4 years and knowing a little bit better, what would be a realistic?
That's a good question. Definitely a hard question for me to answer. Because like I'm always that type of person that always on the go and didn't really know. I might have a goal, but didn't really have that expectation of you know setting that high standard. Like what else? Maybe trying to finish my master's. Definitely I need that. Yes, it was a question. Oh, I do like your videos. Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate you watching our videos.
We definitely appreciate that a lot. And the support on the live stream is a huge thing. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
That we're looking at trying to bring your parents here this fall.
Yes.
That you're going to walk stage to do your graduation in October.
Yeah.
Your birthday's in the beginning of September.
Yeah.
And we're going to be in the Philippines in August.
So, yes.
And so we're kind of hoping that that your mom and papa can come back. They're getting their passport.
Yeah.
And potentially could be doing the interview about the time we get to the Philippines.
Yeah.
And so that would be a really cool thing. I with the way the immigration, everything's going, I'm not terribly sure, but I can't see a reason why they wouldn't be.
Yeah. Well, there's no harm in trying, right? So we'll try.
What would be the first thing you want to show them when you get here? I realize our house and all that.
Of course. Just the road. The road, of course. And
what do you
going
mean the road? I don't.
And the stores, because it's not elevated. It's not like vertically, it's not like first floor, second floor. We have like, how is it, vertical? Horizontal, vertical. He said, I'm surprised that you are still working in your education, no judgment. But I'm surprised, but I'm glad for you that you're able to pursue your degrees.
Well, right now, what you're working on is your master's degree. You're working on your MBA.
Yeah, so I'm working with my master's in accounting.
Yeah, your MBA with a specialty in accounting.
Yeah, specialty in accounting.
So it's graduate work you're doing at this point.
Yes.
And again, that's something that probably wouldn't have happened in the Philippines. And right, wrong, or indifferent, a Filipino MBA would be looked at differently than an American MBA.
Yeah.
And so that it's really cool that you're able to do the MBA level work here.
Yeah.
And I was kind of surprised and very glad that all of your undergrad work, your bachelor's, was completely accepted.
Yeah.
Credit for credit. So you didn't have to go back and do any cleanup on that.
Yeah. I was super grateful too. Like when I waited for almost a month on the credit evaluation to make it happen because I thought I need to like take more credits from my undergrad before pursuing the bachelor's. I mean, to our master's degree. And guess what? They called my school in the Philippines and just verify all the subjects. And yeah, I was so happy that was all of my subjects were credited, you know. So eventually, like for the entire master's MBA program, I have like 40 credit. So now I'm on working on my, so the last one is 32 for 36. So this one I'm working on my 36 credits. I have one more subject to go. Imagine that.
Yeah, you're going to be taking almost a 2-month break.
Yes, I need to
Between
do that.
this one and the
Because I
last
need to run another half marathon and try to get fit. Because I'm gaining weight.
But yeah, because that's something you've done since you got here. That's actually pretty cool. You ran 1 half marathon.
Yeah.
And 4, 5Ks.
Actually, like 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 5Ks.
Yeah, and 3 10Ks.
So that's again, it's something that I know that you tried to do in the Philippines, but never really were able to for various reasons.
Yeah.
And that's actually something pretty impressive that we'll have to do a video with all your medals that you're getting.
Definitely so. I'm looking forward to run again another 10 and before going to another half marathon. And after my graduation, I might take a full marathon.
Going for the rock and roll full marathon this time?
Yeah. Maybe Vegas. Gaining weight. Looks down at my tummy, girl. You have nothing to worry about. Okay. Thank you. I'm just insecure sometimes. It's just not like most Filipinos you see. They're like really skinny. So, you know.
Yeah, that I've got reason to lose weight. You have more reason to maintain weight than anything else.
Yeah.
That. Do you mind if I share what your weight is?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you got here, your weight was
115 pounds.
And today,
no, 117 pounds.
And today your weight is
131.
So in 5 years, you've managed to only gain
4 years, correct?
Or 4 years. I'm sorry, 4 years. You've only managed to gain 18 pounds. That's not bad.
Close to 20.
And like you say, the American diet's not exactly the best diet in the world.
Yeah.
We eat a ton of processed food. Our portion size are insane.
Yeah.
And that was something that your first couple of years here, you would eat maybe a quarter of what was served.
until like the second year I started eating bigger portion. Because it's good. It's good. Like I feel like I've been like so skinny and I'm just like I could just eat everything because I don't have that before. So I'm like I'm willing to try and then now I'm on my stage of like, oops, I need to like wait a minute, I need to think. I really need to eat this, you know? It's just interesting. Like, oh
Yeah, because that is one thing that whenever we go to the Philippines, we'll normally stay 2 to 3 weeks minimum.
no. Yeah, it's hard to keep one's weight in control when it's cold and so much is eating. I definitely agree with you. Yeah, like, oh my God. I go to work. Oh my God. Sometimes I do overtime 2 hours a day, right? 1 hour and a half normally. That's my overtime.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
normally about an hour over every night.
Yeah. And then I came in like 30 minutes in the morning, sometimes 2 hours though, because sometimes I only took 30 minutes of lunch. I tried to walk during my lunchtime. So at least I could, definitely have like exercises. But yeah, I agree with you. Plus, going to school and staying late always, most of the time.
Before you started school, in the mornings you'd get up
Run.
and you'd run 3 miles, 4 miles.
Yeah.
And since school came on, and as the courses got a little bit more intense, that's taken them. Well, it hasn't taken a back seat. It just kind of got out of the car altogether. Uh,
Agreed.
we've tried to do bicycling, and that just wasn't working.
Oh, yeah.
And physical activity in the U.S. is a lot lower than it is in the Philippines.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
Yeah,
It's different.
that was one thing you made comment you missed when you first got here is the transportation.
Yeah, I'm like, I told you, like, I don't mind like taking a bus and then walking. And that's why one time where you were in the Philippines, my office mate was so worried about me because like, why are you waiting in the bus station? Because I'm not driving, so I don't know how to drive. I learned how to drive. I got freaked up, and I will learn more. I will learn after my class this October, maybe when I have a break. This in between breaks.
Yeah, there ought to be a couple good videos out of that.
Yeah, so I might learn. I'm 100% decided. I put my mindset that I will drive. I will learn to drive because if you're out of the country and I'm just here, so I need to drive.
Well, and you work a mile and a half.
Yeah, and I could definitely walk.
You have walked in the past.
I've walked several times.
And that's one advantage to Phoenix is generally the weather's such, especially first thing in the morning, that even during the summer, it's still not quite that insanely hot.
Yeah.
And during the winter, it does get a little bit chilly here. It'll get 40s first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
But by the time you start walking after a block or so, that you've warmed up enough to where it's not bad.
Yeah.
That you can walk most days.
Agreed.
And you said that they just did a gym at work.
Oh, yes.
So that they've installed that to where you do have a means to clean up.
He said, if you desire to learn how to drive, I can teach you, but you need to come to Canada. Out loud.
Would a Canadian license be reciprocal?
I don't know. Because I'm a driving instructor. Would be a free for you then? That's cool.
That's because we actually kind of joking around about it and getting our license on one of our trips to the Philippines. That her uncle is a retired PMP officer.
Yeah,
and has connections to where it wouldn't be much of a challenge to grab a license real quick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we looked into it, and a Philippines license is not reciprocal to the U.S. You'd have to restart from scratch anyhow.
Yeah.
And although I've taught people in the past, and I used for the city I worked for,
Yeah.
that I was one of them that would help teach people to drive tractor trailer. I am not a driving instructor. I'm not for new people.
We have a funny and intense discussion. Funny.
We had a few intense discussions.
Yes. It's definitely interesting. He said, your driver license in the United can be used in Canada as long as one is just visitor. If one is looking to immigrate to Canada, then there are all kinds of limitations. Oh, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, because the U.S. varies so badly from state to state in most licenses. And
Yeah.
I know that people have came to the U.S. to different states and used a Philippine license to get a state license.
Mm.
But for whatever reason, Arizona won't accept an out of country license that they'll make you retake all the tests and such.
Gotcha.
And to try and move just to get a license would not be worth it.
Yeah.
Worst case, we'll probably go to. My sister lives in a town about an hour from here, about 60 miles, 70 miles from here.
Yeah.
That's a way smaller town than Phoenix. The drivers are a little bit better behaved. And if Cindy has too much trouble getting a license here in Phoenix, we'll just spend a couple weekends and go down. And my sister's already said that we can use her address to do it if there's any problem.
Yeah.
And just get her a license in Casa Grande. And then mysteriously just move back to Phoenix a couple weeks after you get your license.
Yeah, I'll try that then. Do you have still a question for me?
That's
Do you have a question for me, Rodney? What else, dear? What's in your mind?
okay. You've been here 4 years. What's your biggest disappointment coming here about the U.S.? That we opened it with what the greatest discrepancy between what you expected.
I don't really have disappointment because what I could see is I'm grateful. I don't really have a disappointment. I could see I'm grateful for coming here because I could help my family more.
Very much so.
And then I cannot. I might be stressed sometimes. Okay, not sometimes. Most of the times. Well, because on top of work plus school plus you sometimes.
Life
in general. You sometimes. But
I will full well admit I'm not the easiest person to get along with. Sometimes I even bother myself.
Sometimes you tell me, try living in my mind, a good way to go when it comes to school is to use them as the main way of learning new things. And then once you have learned those new things, practice them with your husband. Oh, yeah, definitely. Lots of questions for you. I would really enjoy to understand a lot of your experience with you and your husband.
Definitely feel free to ask, and that's part of the reason why we did this as a live stream.
Yeah.
Is so that people could ask about anything. The main topic of the live stream is a 4-year review, just kind of her attitudes or perspectives on 4 years
versus the reality, frustration, opportunities. What else?
Here is actually a good one.
How did you deal with being away from family?
That was hard in the beginning.
Yeah, it was really hard in the beginning for me because I'm really close to my family. But I'm just so grateful with the modern technology with the Skype. And then if I cannot get hold with my parents, I will use the T-Mobile your phone and call them number in the Philippines in Sibonga because that's a remote area. So in the city, it's it depends So I will say it's
A lot of Skype, a lot of Facebook
for a
Messenger.
couple of for 1 year, like almost every day. As long as sometimes I be worried if I cannot reach them because like what's wrong, but
And you still call and talk to your parents
yeah.
through Facebook Messenger daily.
Yeah, even if I have like my studies, I still like at least I call them twice or thrice, 3 times in a week because I just want to check on them. How's their health? How are they going? How are they doing? So questions. How did your family respond to your husband when they first met him? Well, they vote. They're like in favor with John, like all of them. My family said he's a nice man. Like my mom's keep telling me, I prayed for you that you will find a nice man that will love you, accept you, and care and support for you. And definitely, my mom said it's an answer prayer, and I said, wow, like I've been praying for you since the day you graduated college to find a man because like I've been supporting my family. I've been, working so hard to support my family and that prayer. I just did realize that even I came here, my mom always prayed that when she prayed in tears. And it's like really like, from the heart prayers and definitely all my mom's prayers are got answered, having 4 kids, going to school and finish schools, like have a really good job. It's definitely like I will say like a mother's prayers are like I will like you know
Yeah. Your papa and I got along pretty well.
yes
We
yes
still get along real well. He was a construction worker, a welder, plumber most of his
Like,
professional life, and
so he
that I
used
did constructions too. So,
So,
we,
yeah,
we had a lot to relate to on that. He's a bit older than I am. He's 12 years older than I am. So
yeah.
he's definitely senior.
I'm
to me on that one.
emotional right now, so I get easily like a teary eye, so this is me get emotional. Like if I talk about family, but yeah, you definitely have a lot of in common with my papa.
That
You remember that time that you bring papa the tools,
yeah,
and then he give you a hug and like just the tears. You know that? I have a picture. Oh my god.
when we went there the second time,
I don't want to cry. Hold on.
he's a welder, and I don't know if people remember it, but back in the 50s, 60s, there used to be these popular mechanics books
Yeah.
that showed you how to take a car alternator and make a welder out of it.
Yeah.
That's basically what he was welding with, and he raised a family with it. And you said he burned up at least twice, and
Trying to reconnect again.
wound up rewinding the motor by hand.
Yeah.
To make it work again.
Yeah.
And when we were there, I asked Cindy, where's a hardware store? And in her small town, they really don't have. They've got a place that sells nuts and bolts and stuff like that, but not a hardware store.
Yeah.
That it's more like one of the sari stores, the porch front stores that they have in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's correct.
And they did have one little tiny portable welder that was no, it wasn't a welder. It was no. And so we wound up going to Car, and we got her papa an actual arc welder. And it wasn't horribly expensive. It was on par with what you pay for one here in the US.
Yeah.
And that they tested it out, and that's one difference in the Philippines, that anything you buy,
You can never return. You need
that
to test it.
you test it before you leave,
Yeah.
and so that they verified that it worked and everything worked on it correctly. And we got a welder for him, and he asked in such a humorous way and in a very humble way about, would it be okay if he got a drill, that they needed to drill at the house. And I was kind of just running through pictures of what they could possibly be using. And there was one that was a Bosch drill,
Yeah, he has a question.
and it wasn't too terribly expensive. We got those for him, and that was a really cool experience.
He said, "Sir, I may ask what did you time go seeking a girlfriend and woman?" I'll let you answer that.
Well, I really didn't seek it. And I had booked a scuba trip that I wanted to go scuba diving. And we met online and just started chatting. And if you would have told me 6 years ago that I would have been married to a foreigner, let alone an Asian or a Filipino or anything like that, I would have called you an idiot and a liar. Uh, that it was something that was unquestionably God led
Yeah.
in so many ways, that it was an experience that I was completely unprepared for, but immensely thankful that I've had the opportunity to go through it. I don't know if that answers the question well. I definitely don't regret it, and I highly encourage people that I know, that I've got a friend of mine that I'm encouraging him to go, and we're probably going to be going this February. And part of what he's doing is kind of seeing if he can find himself another Filipina. And yeah, like I said, definitely wasn't seeking, but I am definitely glad that I was led to someone from another country. That
Hugs miss you are similar.
to my future
Mamila. Hopefully, we'll be praying for you.
that yeah, it was definitely a God led thing that we found each other.
Yeah, I would say my mom, like, yeah, she always prayed for me. And I would say, like, everything, like, I feel like it make easier when someone is praying for you too. Despite, like, you prayed for yourself, we prayed each other, but if someone prayed for you, it's just like,
Yeah, and it's actually been a really cool time.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a roller coaster of 4 years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That there's been a lot of learning and growing with each other
Between the two, yeah.
and independently. And it is awesome to have a helpmate that is supporting and is encouraging, and it's mutually encouraging. That we got married on January 15th of 2015.
Yeah.
You got here on May 13th of 2015.
Yeah.
On November 14th, 18th, something like that, of 2015, I jacked up my back at work. I had a really much more severe injury than I thought.
He said, "Thank you for answering."
And I actually kind of teased Cindy about it, that maybe you ought to look at, it's been less than a year. Maybe you ought to see if you can get the warranty replacement on the husband.
There's no warranty.
But, and then I tried to go back to work and immediately fell and broke my arm. and wound up with an elbow replacement in that. So I got a hunk of metal,
Yeah.
kind of a Thor's hammer in my arm. And it began a disability process that wound up putting me out on disability. And the changes that came through in my life would have been extremely difficult for me to have gotten through on my own, of my own. That it's been with her help and encouragement that's got through. And because I can't do a lot of things that I used to, is partly how the channel kind of got started.
Yeah.
We had a YouTube that we occasionally put a video on so her parents could see a little bit longer video of what was going on here.
Yeah.
But it wasn't ever used for anything other than that.
Yeah.
And after it became permanent that I wasn't able to go back to work at all, we talked about different things to try and do. And she's been exceedingly helpful and encouraging in doing a lot of the YouTube and getting up our website and all that. And
yeah,
this has been a really, really cool experience for both of us.
Yeah.
But in return, a lot of since I did get busted up and am not working, that I do a lot of the housework for her.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
Regular viewers of the channel remember that in January when we went, I intended on staying until August when you came out.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out. That there was just so many little things that we did.
Yeah, that we didn't expect.
That I did that weren't really recognized. Normally I have dinner ready for her when you come home.
Yeah.
And it's not always much, and we try to keep our dinners down. But I also make lunches. I get up, I help her wake up in the morning and get breakfast ready.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big help with me, with the masters, with the school, work and everything. I appreciate that.
And just the rides to and from work are a big thing too.
Oh, you're welcome.
But we've actually been on this for an hour for our first live stream.
So we will.
And definitely a big heads up and a thank you to Rodney for coming out and helping us with this and supporting us in this.
We appreciate you for watching us and staying for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And asking questions. We appreciate you.
But for right now, we're going to go with.
Because I have a ladies' night out too. So it's Bible. Not really.
Oh, that's right. You get.
I have a lot of Filipino neighbors around me, like more than 7. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, 8. I will be the 9th person here.
And that's less than a mile radius.
Yeah.
And until Cindy.
Oh, she's another question.
Until Cindy, I never knew that they lived there.
Sorry if you have answered this question before you said. Let me ask. It's a. Sorry here.
In a way, I think it's many guys' fantasy to have. There's a 21-year age gap.
Yes, I'm 32 and you're 53.
Oh,
okay, 55. I'm turning 33 this year. Oh my God! Okay, every time I say I'm old, I don't have a sympathy for that, so I'll just say I'm still young. So
it's not been. Well, I was 49 when we got married. 50.
Yeah, you're 49 because I'm 28 that time.
And it's never been a big deal that we were far enough into our adulthood that neither one of us really had that bad of a problem with it, even being that big of an age gap.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, a 40-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
So that wasn't bad at all. And
I feel like I'm already matured enough and you have already experienced, and I would say it's not bad. For me, age doesn't matter. And for you, you doesn't.
Yeah, I did. I brought a lot more life experience. A lot of the baggage and garbage and scars that come with it, but brought a lot more life experience to the relationship. But by the same token, a lot of the things, especially being an immigrant, you bring a newness and excitement that I get to see it again through new eyes.
Yeah, different perspective.
And so that's actually really cool. Went to the Grand Canyon a couple years ago with some friends,
2 years ago.
with some Filipino friends of hers. And I've been to the Grand Canyon 4 or 5 times, and it was neat seeing it from brand new perspective and from with new eyes. And it was a really cool thing to do. And a lot of things have been like that.
Yeah.
So it's actually a good thing. I like it a lot, and I don't see a problem with it. And as long as the couple themselves don't see a problem with it,
It doesn't matter.
it's nobody's business but your own.
We got mistaken that he's my father and I'm the daughter several times.
Yeah, we've got a foot difference in height.
Yes, definitely. And you sound
And
that like I'm like in here.
yeah, she comes up to my shoulder. Some of the pictures that you can see, there's definitely a height difference. And there's been more than once that with the apparent age difference, the height difference,
Yeah.
it's assumed that father daughter. So
Yeah.
and that's not a big deal.
That's true.
From the time we met online, I've always called you baby girl anyhow. So
Yeah.
we get periodically we'll get a weird look, but
That's their
it's their problem,
not mine.
So
Not ours, that's for sure.
I don't see a problem with it. I actually kind of like it because you do bring a youth and enthusiasm that I was beginning to lack. And during this transition into a new part of my life, definitely depend on.
It's exciting. It's definitely exciting, interesting. It's amazing. It's mixed. It's all mixed emotions. It's all mixed. You know,
It is. It's
it's
real
almost
cool.
it's a balance. It's like I think differently, you think differently, and just we meet halfway, right?
And that's true in most things. That my back will periodically bother me real bad. And I'll have some bad days to where it may be 3, 4 days that I don't do a whole lot of moving around.
Yeah.
And house chores pile up, and you'll just pitch in and do them. That when you finish your studies,
Yep.
that you'll just get in and do them. If it's on a weekend that you went through and done a whole lot of cleaning in the kitchen for me. And most days it doesn't bother me to do that. And I keep up with it well.
Yeah.
So that, and that's kind of the cool thing is that it's definitely been a mutual working together to strive, striving to reach a mutual goal.
That's true.
And that's something that I've lacked in most of my relationships. Well, all of my relationships before this is it was two independent people that really didn't have a common goal. And this is the first time that I've been in a relationship where we both have a mutually agreed upon common goals in life. And it's really cool. And it's the advancements that we've made in a relatively short period of time is really cool from that.
Yeah.
But I noticed that we've been on just
1 minute.
Right at an hour now.
Yeah. Thank you so much again, Rodney. Hope to see you soon, one of these days. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah. We will do this again.
Mabuhay.
Love you.
I love